Hello, this is Joe. If you have come straight to this episode, this is the second part of the chat we had with Michael Fenton Stevens. So don't listen to this one first. Go to the previous one and listen to that one, and then this one. Cheers.
The voiceover for a game show. Simon Mayo was hosting it, and I used to go, "Hello, welcome to," that sort of voice, and our contestants tonight it's ridiculous.
Can you talk like that for the rest of it? Because
I'll keep that voice up. Yeah. But
did you?
Yeah, Ted, the desk went down, and they said, "How long is it going to take to fix?" And the fellow said, "Oh, about an hour and a half." And they said, "Okay, Ted." And he went, "Yeah. Have you got about an hour and a half of material?" And he went, "Oh, Jesus Christ." And he went out and he did do it. He just dragged up. He was doing things. He was getting people up from the audience doing panto routines. It was amazing.
We've got a few friends who do warm up, and every time I watch it, I go, "I don't know how you do it." I genuinely don't know how to do it, because especially sort of sitcom stuff, because there's so many stop-starty bits, isn't there?
Yeah. And then it's right. Shut up.
Yeah. Halfway through an anecdote,
right on the punchline.
Here's James.
And the vicar said, "Right, we're on the floor."
Just clear off. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So you've obviously met David Renwick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, David. Yeah.
So he's a genius.
Yes, he is. Well, I mean, he is a genius, but like all good writers, I think he's incredibly hardworking. He's very particular. He will go through a script and then he'll go through it again and again and again. Really? John Morton, who writes 2012 and all those things and stuff, he's the same. I once did an episode of a thing called People Like Us.
I loved it.
People Like Us.
It's a brilliant series, but not on the telly anymore for some reason. And he gave me the piece of direction which I think is probably my favourite. He said to me, "It's very good, Mike. We're going to do it again. Could you do it sort of twice as fast? And that is an And I went, "Okay."
What?
And it's that particular. I'd gone and he went, "No, it's Don't
mind if I freewheel.
I mean, I like both things. I like working both ways. I like the idea of just loosening it up and stuff. I've just done an episode of Avenue 5. And it was brilliant fun. But the Americans, there's an American called Zach who's in The Office, I think, in America. But it was just amazing. Every take, he would do it again, and they just say, "Okay, we've got the line, so just do what you want to do." And every time he would just go off onto something that would be, you think, "This is amazing. This is genius."
Yeah. Do you still, when you start a project like that, do you still get nervous, or are you over it now?
No. I think I do get nervous. I mean, I like working with people who are really good because they make you a lot better. I think
Yeah.
And I can always remember the first time you come across someone, you think to yourself, "Oh my God, you're brilliant."
Really.
David Tennant, I did a radio series with him before he was famous. So, in fact, I think during it, it was announced that he'd got the part of Doctor Who. So he'd done Casanova. He was, reasonably well known, but not famous. And the first time we read through, I thought to myself, I really should have worked harder on this. I'm going to have to. And I went out of the room while they were setting things up and sat there and just really hammered away at, rather than sort of chatting in the green room. I've just thought, no, I've got to be.
What was he doing?
Better.
Can you give us any tips?
It's just fast. Everything's so fast.
Yes.
It's so quick.
Yeah.
All the reactions are really quick. Nothing is. It's in a way, it's sort of the speed that people actually do it.
Yeah.
Rather than the speed that some people act at.
Yes.
So he was doing, he was acting it, and you thought, "Oh shit, that's like you really mean it," I've made that big mistake.
David, can I
Right.
stop you there? How do you do that?
Wow.
He said, well, like that, like you did just then. Oh, shit. Yes, be like me.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
He hosted. I did an episode of Have I Got News for You that he hosted.
Did you?
Oh,
And,
right.
yeah, he was lovely. He was in the middle. He's in the middle of filming the Devil thing with Michael Sheen.
Yeah.
So he had purple
Good
hair.
Omens.
Yes. And there was a bit like he was in, like you got the feeling there was nothing the man couldn't do. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, when you occasionally meet people, like, you know, you hear about like sports people that were like good at cricket and football and golf,
Yeah.
all that. And they do like a few pickups at the end, and you know, where they've something's has changed or something, and this thing scrolled down in front of him, and he went. They said, "Okay, we'll play it back for you." And he goes, "Oh, okay, I've got it." And it was just in his head. And I think there's a take where they use it, and I'm just looking at him like that, kind of my mouth open, because like this thing's just happened, and I was like, "Oh, okay, he's a bit of a genius. He's just got a brain that works 100 now." Because
Yeah. I think that is it. It all happens so much more quickly for them.
yeah,
And then you think, so right, well, in order to keep up with you, I'm going to have to be, unusually good for me.
well, I thought keep away from this man is what my
Very good idea. Never work with him again.
who's involved. Not for me, thank you.
No.
I will get caught out.
Not the tenant, as we call him.
Yes. No, he's incredibly good, so I can't work with him. So.
But you did. Now, see, you're in my favourite sitcom. I'm sorry about this, Dave.
Oh.
But you're in Him and Her.
Ah.
And it is absolutely my favourite
Oh,
sitcom
is
of
it?
all time.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Mm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it. I mean, it's one of the ones, when you say I've done a lot of those things, it's one of the ones that I think I kept trying to get in it, trying to get a part.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was writing letters and things saying, if I'd love to do this, please, if you just want, I'm just happy to be a man who just comes in, says a line and goes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, how lovely.
No, I thought it was genius, and I thought it was just beautiful performances all the way through.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I got right into it. I thought it was brilliant.
It was funny enough, Stefan, the writer, was absolutely the same about every single word, every single little moment, and there was stuff you could play with, and there was stuff you couldn't. He was very deliberate about those two different things. He'd come in and go, "I want you to behave in this way, but how you want to do it, and then as soon as you get to this moment, you need to be really on this." And yeah, it was the first thing I ever did, so I thought that was normal. So I was like, okay, and also we had to know we had to be off book on Monday morning because it was filmed like for a week, an episode, and we'd do on Monday morning like it as a play because it was all in real time. So we'd do it as a play, so everyone would be off book for every scene, and I thought that was normal as well. Yeah. And then other actors would come in and be like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, Kerry. I remember doing Derek with Kerry, and Kerry said, "I've just done Him and Her. Oh my god!" Obviously, Derek was really loose. She'd go, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, because they'll come over and go, "It's you missed out at there."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So can we go again?
Yeah,
it was. Yeah.
I did a children's television series with Russell Tovey.
Oh, did you? Lovely.
I wasn't a child at the time. He was.
Was he?
Yeah. Strangely enough, one of the other children in that was Russell Brand.
Oh, what?
So it was a children's series called Mud.
The Russells.
The Russells.
The Russells and one Michael.
And when you do you've done things with children, you sort of go, well, nice kids and everything, but then. Both of them at different times, and strangely, both at the Royal Albert Hall. I was doing a sort of a thing for Comic Relief, blowing kazoos, and Russell Tovey went, "All right, Mike," and I went, "Hiya." I thought, "How do I know? I don't know him." And he went, "You remember me, Little Russ?" And I went, "No." And then he said, "I was in Mud." And I went, "Were you? Oh, how sweet." I couldn't remember it. I said, "Well, tiny." And then about a year later, I was doing something at the Royal Albert Hall. And I walked around the little corridor at the back, and Russell Brand was there, surrounded by a great crowd of people all being, oh my God. And he burst out of this crowd. He ran up and hugged me and went, "Mike." And again, I went, hello. No, what? We don't know each other. And he went, Russell, I'm Russell. I was Russell in Mud. And I went, I thought that was Russell Tovey.
Why does everyone think they're in mud?
That's right. It's nice, isn't it? I mean, the fact that they both said hello and welcomed me and sort of were friendly meant that I clearly, actually, Russell Brand did say I told them the most filthy stories at lunch.
Russell Tovey did I was just thinking of the Judi Dench thing. He said Russell did a very similar thing for me in the read through for him and her. I was so nervous because I hadn't done anything, and I sort of, I hadn't met anyone sort of famous, and I sort of recognised him. They sort of sat me next to him, and I was like, oh God. And about 10 minutes into the read through, he just whispered, "This is great," and I literally relaxed so much more. I'm sure he doesn't remember.
Aren't actors lovely?
Or incredibly false. Just think, he's sitting there thinking, "Oh my god, oh my god,
this bloke is so." Aren't they, basically?
This bloke is so shit. I mean, maybe if I say something nice to him, he'll improve.
Yeah, why did he feel the need to say that to you, Joe?
Why so early?
So very early in it. All you've done is read it.
Yeah,
he definitely didn't think you were doing well.
No, I know.
Looking back.
Yeah. Can we stop the whole production? I just need to talk to this actor here.
Oh, God.
You didn't catch him earlier. Looking around the table going, I'll have a word.
Yeah. I can sort this. Yeah.
It's all right, don't worry.
I heard the
Michael,
word
we got a producer, the first TV job. No, the second TV job I ever did. We got the producer on. Who sacked me?
Yes.
Oh, this is unbelievable.
It was horrible, but it's sort of been playing on my mind for 15 years. And so we got him on to Chatterbix and asked him why he sacked me.
It's from a sketch show. It was the context of.
I mean, he had a list. Didn't he?
Yeah, it was a 2-hour episode. It was a 2.5-hour episode of and this.
He said whenever I walked into a sketch, I'd deliver my line, then look over to them and sort of wink.
Yeah, that shocked me. That did.
Yeah.
but David,
that's a favourite thing that you do that I like most. I love that in everything you do. It's great.
Yeah.
Oh God!
I saw the trailer for the film.
Yeah.
It works really well. Little look to the camera.
That's the edit round, David.
The Miranda moment, we call it.
Yeah.
That's where she got it from. The David winks.
Oh, so Michael, can we go back to One Foot in the Grave?
Yeah.
Have you So I've got this thing about filming locations. I find them quite magical, and I have to sort of go looking for them around the country. In fact, that map there is loads of different filming locations.
Oh, right, yeah.
So it's filming locations and celebrities' houses. I've got a problem.
You know where they all are.
We are losing Michael. Hang
on a minute, my internet seems to be going down.
They are in.
I'm literally outside your front door.
I'm very sorry, Dave. I'm really sorry. But the things I did for 1 foot were all in the studio.
Well, I don't care, because the fact that you walked...
Yeah.
Did you walk into their house in your episode?
No, I didn't. No, I'm in a holiday home.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah. What was Richard Wilson like to work with?
He's absolutely fantastic, Richard. Yeah. He's a real professional. So he knows his lines. Yeah. He does them brilliantly, and he's just very encouraging. As long as everybody around him also knows their lines and do them as well as they can. I went on holiday with Richard a couple of times.
Did you?
Through Angus Deaton, who's my long friend.
Oh, really?
He was sort of got me into it, got me into acting when I was at university.
How good was he as well, Angus Deaton?
He's great, isn't he? Yeah.
Brilliant.
He's a lovely man, and he has a house in Italy.
I know he does.
Is that why you said he's a lovely man?
Garden.
Yeah,
beautiful
hell of a
place.
Garden. Hell of a bit of a bitch.
So anyway, we went out there, and Richard has that lovely thing. which has happened in his, like, he's been on my podcast as well, Richard. So, you know, you want to listen.
I'm going to talk about your podcast in a minute. I love it.
All right. Yes, we were there. He has this thing. He's a bit like me. He's going a bit deaf. And so he has this, I don't know. What? Yes, oh, for goodness sake. No, listen. And he just talks. So we would go for dinner and somebody would say, do you want a glass of Prosecco? He said, no, I don't want bloody Prosecco. I want champagne, because I've been in one foot in the grave and I can afford it. He would throw that at Angus as if he was tight.
That's amazing.
I think the first series, he was like 56 or something.
Yeah. Far too young.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
I mean, I think he nearly turned it down because of that. I think he said, no, this is ridiculous. I don't look right.
Right.
But I've done, and Annette Crosby, I've worked with her on with Andy Hamilton's radio series we did for years and years, Old Harry's Game, which is a brilliantly funny comedy. He's a great writer as well, Andy.
Yeah.
And he's very particular about the joke, really.
Yeah.
You know, and I once said to him, why'd you keep employing me? Because it's, you know, I thought there are loads of people, there are loads of really good people out there, and he kept just sort of ringing up, saying, hello, Mike, yeah, I've got a part for you, and you go, oh, thanks, Andy.
Yeah.
You know?
But I think...
And he said it was because, and I was really honoured that he said it's because you know where the beat is.
Yeah.
And you know, comedians, we know exactly what that means. He said that a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
It's nice.
A lot of people, you notice a lot of people, they kind of use the same people, don't they? And once because you sort of, you can trust, you know, you get that trust thing, don't you? Where you go,
a shorthand as well, which really works. You know, it's easy. Just, you know, more of that, less of that.
Yeah.
And you go, okay, yeah.
When you said Angus Deaton got you into acting, what do you mean? How did he?
I was at university and I...
Bit an image.
Yeah, no, well, he auditioned me for the Edinburgh Festival. For the review. And in that review, we sang this heebie-jeebie song, and we did other things. And out of that, we got a radio series on Radio 4, and we got an album from that one show. Yeah. This
is because, right, Edinburgh Festival used to do that, right? People would go up an unknown and come out, like, you know, like the Perrier, and would change overnight.
Yeah, quite. That's Rowan Atkinson.
Don't
absolutely
tell me you know Rowan Atkinson.
I've been in Mr. Bean.
Yes,
I know Rowan.
No, you're
way
in
back.
Mr. Bean.
Yeah.
Oh God, this is hard.
I'm quite old.
Yeah, but these are huge shows. This, you know, our generation. These are.
Yeah, my feet are sweating.
So, yeah.
I'm literally. Oh, wow.
I'm in the one in the hotel where we do an eating competition. Do you know that one?
No.
It's got Danny LaRue in it. It's really extraordinary.
Danny LaRue in it as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I've known Rowan right from back then because he was
he was with Angus Deaton, wasn't he? Didn't he do?
Yeah, in a review just before
Yeah.
us. He was in that with Richard Curtis and Tim McInerney and all sorts of people. And then from that, he sort of got spotted in that review. And then he did his one-man show the next year. So the first year I went up, Rowan was doing his one-man show.
But didn't Angus Deaton do the show with him? Didn't he do
to begin with, it was Richard Curtis.
Right, okay.
So that was, Richard doing the sort of the man in the deck chair sketch and all those sort of things. In fact, when I was a student, I went down to the house that Richard Curtis and Rowan were sharing together in London, and they'd just left university and I was still there, but we had to sign a contract for this record deal that we got. And Richard was one of the writers of the thing, so he had the contract. I went down to his house, we were having a cup of tea, and this piece of classical music kept playing over and over and over and over again. And then just after we'd been there about an hour, Rowan came down and said, oh, hi, Mike. I went, hi. And he went, have a look at this, see what you think. And he did the pianist sketch.
Yeah.
And it was, so I saw the very first time it was performed. Wow. Amazing, isn't it? And when you think that was done at the Olympics in front of billions of people. Incredible.
Oh,
isn't it nuts?
I don't know, for people like our generation,
Yeah, and again, you see, Rowan, it's detailed.
Yeah,
he works really hard at it. I mean, we spend hours and hours. There's the scene where we eat at the same time, so it's coordinated. So you'd see me eating and him doing it in the background, and then it was absolutely worked out by the second.
It must
we
be
rehearsed
Mr.
it.
Bean, yeah.
Yeah. You know, I mean, you look at like the Bean film where he suddenly starts dancing as if he's making it up.
Yeah.
Well, he would have rehearsed that for days and days.
Yeah.
You know. He's incredibly detailed in what he does, and he does it to such a point that by the time he performs it, it looks as if he's making it up on the spot. You know? Incredible. He's a really sweet man, very sort of shy, quiet.
Yeah.
You know, suffers from for years he suffered with a stutter, which people don't really know, I suppose, which is why
it came out in Blackadder a bit, didn't it? When he said
it did a bit.
Yeah.
All those things. That's why they're said that way, because they're sort of a technique of getting around those words that you stumble over.
But it also, but it sort of became like a new way of being funny. That timing, because it was offbeat timing.
Yeah.
So it just looked like he was more of a genius, because you go, how's he doing that in a different way?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was like,
yes,
that delayed bob.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it? Bob.
Yeah, well, I think it changed the way people did comedy for the next 20 years.
Yes.
Because you could see it in other things, because you go, well, that...
You could see it in Fry and Laurie and all those things. Yeah. That sort of, yes.
And
they had a great use of language.
Yeah.
I mean, that came into it, the sort of the people using verbose language.
Yeah.
Became a way of doing this, isn't it? Blackadder all the way through, it's full of those speeches that are very complicated and end with a simple joke.
So did you go to, is it Manchester University? Was that?
No, I didn't. No. I went to Oxford Polytechnic, actually, it was then.
Oh, okay.
And snuck my way into Oxford University.
Did you?
And by the time we finished, somebody said to me, "Do you want to stand for president of the union?" And I went, "I can't."
I shouldn't be.
They went, "Well, so I'm not here. I'm not really here. I'm at the Poly." And they went, "Oh, are you?" I didn't know that. I snuck my way in. I was an interloper.
And but the amount, I always think it's baffling, like just the names you're talking about, it just seems so surreal that now you look back and all those young people that you were with and have gone and what they've done now, what they've gone on to do, just seems so bizarre that you were all sat in a bar together or a little.
It is weird, isn't it? Yeah, I know. The whole
doesn't make any sense how they all.
The corridor. There was the comedy corridor. It was known at Langham Place at the BBC, but just. So it was John Lloyd, Griff Rhys-Jones, Jimmy Mulville, Jamie Ricks, who's done loads and loads of different things over the years, and just an extraordinary crowd of people. And Jan Ravens was also a producer then. Right. He was the first female producer in comedy radio. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's just an amazing group of people. It was all it felt very competitive. I remember, and I was never very competitive. I would always, I think I'm going home now. I'm going to go and see the kids, So I was never that sort of person. But
I remember watching some documentary about Blackadder behind the scenes and the writing process. I was like, oh wow.
But when you when you see that group of people, you go, of course it was good.
Yeah,
but they really cared about each.
And how young. The thing how young they are, it just blows my mind.
Incredibly young. I mean, and also that really, John Lloyd producing all those things. I think he got a lifetime BAFTA award when he was 33.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did he?
The crazy.
He's got a brain on him, that guy, hasn't he?
Yeah, really has.
Yeah.
I know. But also, they don't sort of seem to, they don't really care about it. I mean, he certainly doesn't seem to think that he's done anything special when you talk to him. He thinks
I'm
just
a bit like that.
And rightly so, David. Rightly so.
I've got such a that about me.
I'm just, believe it or not, Michael, we're just a couple of normal guys with quite a shit podcast.
Joe, once this film goes to #1 box office or worldwide, and I'm happy to step in. That's all I'm saying. It gets too big.
What about if it doesn't?
Could that happen?
Yeah, can you do it anyway? One of the funniest people. How do you know Tim McInerney? We
were at the university together. Well, he was at Oxford, and I was pretending to be.
He's one of the.
We did Hamlet together.
Really?
We did. He's a great serious actor. Tim.
Yeah.
And in a way, the comedy, it's just sort of kept getting pulled back to it.
Yeah.
Because he's so good at it.
Oh, he's so funny. And he was the first F of your podcast that I listened to.
And he's lovely, isn't he?
He's so lovely. And
it's called Time Capsule, is it, Michael?
Yes.
Yeah, My Time Capsule,
It's so that's the
Yeah, we're currently number 54 in the comedy charts. You're number 3. You're on the way down. We're on the way up.
We're always on the way down, Michael. Trust me. Even on the way up, we're sort of on the way down. But yeah, that was a great first step. That I was hooked. He's so lovely. He's brilliant. But I just think he's one of the funniest.
I mean, I think it gives the people the opportunity to be lovely. I think that's what people like about it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want a lot of people sort of shouting at each other, then it's not for you. It's a very gentle podcast, and I do a lot of shutting up in it, which you'd be amazed to hear. I actually sit and listen to people, and it's been a real lesson for me that what you can get by sort of waiting, by thinking I could talk now, but I'm not going to. I'll see what comes out of him. And then people say extraordinary things. I've had the most amazing conversations with people, and people that I've known for a long, long time. So I've known Tim since we were teenagers.
Yeah.
And he talked about things in his life that I had no idea about at all.
Oh wow.
So I think that's what I enjoy about it, is that you say to people, pick 5 things from your life, that from any time in your life that really mean something to you, that you think of as pivotal moments, no matter how small or insignificant they may seem to other people. And then people, when they really think about it, actually very few people don't really think about it. Very few, nearly everybody sort of goes, oh yeah, I'll just think some 5 funny anecdotes.
Yeah.
And then they start going, and they can't resist it. They can't resist actually genuinely going, no, you know what? That teddy bear that I got given, the day after my mum died. And you go, oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it does. That's the great thing
that was
about
a
it.
point where you shouldn't say anything.
Oh, okay. Yep. Sorry. Yeah.
Learn from what Michael's literally just said.
Yeah. Anyway, Michael. Anyway. That was so.
Enough of that. So and then my dad killed himself. So anyway.
Anyway. Well, I'm out of my depth here.
I'm so nervous to say anything now. I'm like.
No.
Speak now, Michael.
We'll see if it works, because obviously I'm gonna put pressure on both of you to come on it now. So there you are.
I'd love to. I mean, if you're willing to put up with it.
Yeah, make the decision at the end of this pod. You might have had enough.
Yeah.
But do you? The thing I was going to ask about the pod, it does feel like you either got people on you have known for a long time and have got really are close with, or people you admire, basically. Obviously, you're different with us, but.
What category do we fall in?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it is. Or in fact, if I don't know the person and I don't really know their work particularly, there have been people like that. I end up by the end of the program thinking, God, what a lovely person! What an amazing thing! It's very rare that you talk to people about things that they love. And they don't move you in a way, So it's really nice, and it will be things that they would never, you'd never, if you go through their CV and think, tell me about this, tell me about that, these things would never come up. That's what's interesting about it. I think that's in a way what makes it different to other podcasts, is that we are talking about things that they wouldn't talk about other times.
How did you come up with the idea? Because they are
pure genius.
Oh, sure,
pure
sure,
genius.
Sure.
No, my son absolutely badgered me for ages, saying you should do a podcast.
Yeah.
He said, you've done lots of things.
Such a rich voice, Michael.
Yes. Unfortunately, this is the only thing about me that is rich.
Right.
But he said,
podcast game, you never know.
You never know. Yeah. You never know. One day you're number 54, next day number 1.
Or 53.
Yeah. And then off menu put another episode.
They told us so.
We'll have a quick swag of them off at the end.
Yeah. Well, but there's my son said, come up with an idea, and I sort of almost instantly did it. It's his daughter. No, that's wrong. That's rather sick, actually. His wife.
Okay.
Yeah, that's very Freudian. What happened there?
I'll cut that bit out.
No, you won't. Keep it.
I'll put it on a loop.
Yeah. His wife said you should have some jeopardy in it. So, in fact, we have 4 things that people love, and one thing that they'd like to get rid of, that they'd rather forget. And that's always interesting.
Yeah,
that's the thing that people choose, that they sort of, so there you are. That's the simple idea that it is.
Yeah.
And it seems to work, which is great. 200 episodes in, although with you doing a daily...
You've done 200?
200, yeah, I know.
Wow.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. We just hit 65,000.
Yeah, but you do 4 podcasts a day, don't you?
We try and get to double figures a day, yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
3 in the evening.
One while we sleep. Just mic'd up through the night.
The snoring podcast is a good idea.
A lot of them have been called that.
Yeah. Snoring season.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Michael, for coming on.
It's absolutely my pleasure.
An honour.
I could witter on or listen to you anyway for bloody ages.
Yeah.
It's been so much fun.
Yeah, brilliant.
It's lovely to meet you both.
And you.
I am genuinely an admirer of both your work.
Thank you.
Mm.
I've loved you. So when they said, do you want to do this? I went, well, with those two shits.
Yes, with those two shits.
Yeah. I'm still happy with that. I'm like,
yeah. That's one of the best reviews you've had for a long time.
Genuinely, where do you live?
Just round the corner from you.
like everyone else on the planet.
Yeah. What are you talking about? I live with Judi Dench.
Okay.
I'd love it if Michael
in the attic
walked
room.
into the back of your shot, David.
Yeah.
I'd lean across the window and wave.
Oh, there he is.
Dear. No, thank you so much,
Thank you,
Michael.
Michael.
It's been a joy.
My pleasure. It's been great fun.
Thanks
Thank
again.
you.
Yeah.
All right.
Speak to you soon.
Keep well.
See you later.
And you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh,
how nice.
How lovely. I was thinking at the start of this we should, because we didn't quite explain what episode he was in.
No.
So should we do a bit?
It'll be in the title, won't it?
Yeah. Is there anything that we could clarify at the top?
Yeah, just say we're interviewing Michael Fenton Stevens.
Oh yeah,
It's
we didn't
that
actually say
simple.
that, did we?
No.
We didn't say that.
No.
I
Should we
suppose
do it now?
I suppose if that's in the title.
So today we're interviewing Michael Fenton Stevens, who's a comedy actor. He's been in absolutely loads of your favourite shows.
Yeah, including Only Fools and Horses episode.
Yeah, and we're very excited.
What's it called? The Loser Wins or something?
Yeah, I think it is. Every loser wins?
I can't remember. I have to look it up.
Well, I was going through his IMDb. It's astonishing.
I know.
What he's been.
We didn't talk about any. We only just touched on a fraction of it.
Yeah.
Unlucky Winner. The Unlucky Winner is the name of the episode.
Okay. Right.